What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're previewing the Sharks taking on the Cheetahs Friday night in what should be an absolutely humdinger of a contest. You got the Cheetahs who are undefeated. Unfortunately, the game against the Lions, which was called off due to COVID-19, has been put as a draw. So unfortunately, the Cheetahs aren't going to get a win for that one, which is unfortunate because we know the current form that this team was on was outstanding, and I think they would have definitely won that game with the Lions missing out on players. But you know what? They made the decisions. We can't argue with it. But the Cheetahs are still looking good. Still got a great team to look forward to. Upama Hoje returns. You got France staying. It's going to be a cracking game. I mean, the quality within the Cheetahs and what they produced, Bloem and the boys, it's just top of this world. They are out there to prove a point and to show SA Rugby that we're going to win this thing. We are going to prove you wrong, and you're going to have to include us in the Pro 14. That's the talk that they wanted to do. Those are the statements they wanted to make. They're already Currie Cup champions. We've got Currie Cup also starting off soon. So there's a lot for the Cheetahs still on hand to prove their point. But they're playing against a Sharks team who are sitting third in the log, also wanting to move up the table. Sharks had a shocking game against the Bulls, but they really picked themselves up and dominated the Pumas, got all the points that they needed for that game, and looked good. Unfortunately for the Sharks, they were without Lukhanyo, which is a big loss. But I'm excited to see that Yao Pentle, their former Southern Kings wing, is getting his first start for the Sharks this weekend. So I'm really excited to see what these two teams have battled. They've got a great history in the past, whether it's Currie Cup, whether it's Super Rugby, and it's always been a close-ish contest. Now, in the last 6 games, this is including Super Rugby, not Currie Cup, the Sharks have beaten the Cheetahs 6 times in the last 10 games. So it's not really that far off. I mean, 6-4 games isn't too bad. For the head-to-head action, or for the action of the team's performances recently, obviously counted for Super Rugby. 8 wins out of the last 10 games for the Sharks. They haven't done too bad. Cheetahs 5 out of the last 10 games. Obviously, that's including their previous history. At home, 6 out of the last 10 games for the Sharks. For the Cheetahs at home, 9 out of the last 10 games. But obviously, we're heading to Durban for this one. And this is where this stat comes in for the Cheetahs. Away, 3 wins out of the last 10 games in Super Rugby records. So it's not looking good for the Cheetahs, but this is a totally different Cheetahs team. This is a Cheetahs team that has experience of the Pro 14, have really dominated some of the teams in the Pro 14, and have a hell of a lot to prove. So they are going to be hungry for a win this weekend. One thing's for sure, you cannot write off this Cheetahs team. And as a Shark supporter myself, I am nervous for the Cheetahs. I really am. Yes, it's a home advantage for the Sharks, but I always say it. I mean, our home record, 6 out of the last 10 games, not that great. Especially for the way we started 2020, which was great. But now we're sitting with 2 massive losses to the Bulls. It's not looking good. So the Sharks really have to up their game because they got the Cheetahs and then the Stormers on its way. So it's not looking good. Cheetahs are fresh. They've had 2 games where they haven't played. They bye last weekend, and obviously the Lions game was called off. So they have got fresh legs. They're going to be eager to go. But for the Sharks, they've got some momentum with them. So hopefully for their sake, that will give them a boost going into the game. The log standings for this: Bulls number 1, Cheetahs number 2, Sharks number 3. It's second, third position. Whoever pretty much gets this will probably go ahead into second place, or for the Cheetahs' sake will cement their position. So it's going to be an interesting contest for us to look forward to. Like I said, Sharks played 10, won 8. Their record's not bad at all. It's really not bad. Previous game was Pumas 42-19. Bulls 41-14. They beat the Lions just. They beat the Stormers not by that much, but that was obviously in the Pro Super Rugby days. We're not including the Super Fan Saturday and all that jazz. So it's interesting. It's intense. It's going to be a humdinger. Let's look at some head-to-head action, because that for me is going to be interesting. The last time these two teams played Super Rugby was in 2017, and the Sharks won that one away from home 30-38. Previously in 2016, 26-10 Sharks victory. Cheetahs lost also in 2015 10-27, and then when the Cheetahs last beat the Sharks Super Rugby quality time, it was 2015 as well, and they whooped them 29-35. Take note, that game was at the Shark Tank at Kings Park. So, a lot to talk about. And I'm saying, Sharks record for me, they aren't always the strongest team. I feel we're a better away team. And we've seen it when we played overseas. It's just better results. I mean, we've got more games wins away from home than we do at home, and also you've got no crowd. It's always got a little bit of an iffiness to it. So you would like your crowd to boost you up, but unfortunately we've got none. So it's gonna be interesting. So the few games to go. Well, we're in the Super Rugby Unlocked with some cracking rugby. But going into this one, I'm quite nervous. I think the Sharks probably, if I look at some betting sites, are going in as favourites. But what people must realise is that the Cheetahs have a hell of a lot to prove. They've been thrown a conundrum now. Because of this draw game, they need victories. They need to pull these home wins away in order to try and sneak up to the top. Because that draw is just throwing them back. They're only getting 1 point, which is not what they wanted. They wanted more. They wanted to do something different. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be intense. For me personally, I think it's going to be back and forth. I think it's going to start off hopefully quite exciting, but I have a funny feeling we're going to see a lot of kicking. And then second half is where we're going to see them up the ante a bit and go in for the attack. And I'm scared to call this one. And I'm going to get slaughtered from the Sharks fans. But I've got a feeling the Cheetahs might just take this. It's going to be probably 3 points or so. But I think the Cheetahs might take this one. They're a tough bunch of teams. They are missing Rowan Pinar, which is kind of... But we're also missing Lucanio. So I hope for the sake of the Sharks that I'm wrong. But I am nervous of these Cheetahs. So I'm going to go Cheetahs probably to win by 3. But I do hope I'm wrong. But also, out of respect to the Cheetahs, I know they've got a point to prove, and I want them to make a statement. So for them, I'll be gutted for my team, but I'll be happy for them. But go Sharks, prove me wrong, boys. I know you can. You've done it before. Sure as hell, no, you can do it again. But may the best team win. I think it's going to be a humdinger. Looking forward to this one. And I'm sure you guys are too. Join me for the live stream tomorrow. I will be streaming this game. It's going to be a good one. So I hope to see you all with me for it. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys real soon for another one. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.